Hey, what's up, y'all? This is your boy bishopshattavlog. Just wanted to give you a little update about what's been going on with me. As you can see, this is the very first time I've ever done a video, live, like a live recording. I usually just have these little shows, but I'm not gonna get into that. Um, I just wanted to give everybody a heads up that I'll say since September 9th of this year, I got like these weird episodes of just throwing up. And it wasn't vomit. It was just like just spit and mucus, and it would just be completely random, just out of nowhere. And it would just happen here, happen there, and then it just gradually pick up. And I'll say about around the time Destiny came out, it was a midnight release. I actually sat out and tried to get my disc, and I went to Best Buy, got my little shirt and whatnot. As soon as I went back to the crib, I threw up so hard I literally choked on myself. I was literally just could not breathe, and it was scary at first. But it was just so. Once again, it was so random. I'm thinking maybe I'm not eating healthy enough, so I started eating Subway all the damn time, like because literally my job is a block away from Subway, so I would go there all the time. And I noticed that even with the changing of my diet, I was still throwing up. So um, I did have an issue with my insurance. For some reason, it didn't go through the first time, but my girlfriend helped me out and she got it back up, and we went to the ER. They couldn't indicate what was wrong with me. They were just going based off of, excuse me, they were just going off just symptoms. My symptoms was essentially throwing up, like they thought like acid or whatever. So they was thinking like, well, shit, you got heartburn. I'm like, heartburn? I ain't never had heartburn. Maybe sour belch, but not no damn heartburn. So we skipped that and got started taking these pills. Insurance didn't cover it yet because it wasn't active. Finally got that taken care of. So I was taking this really strong heartburn stuff, and it did nothing. All it did was made it worse. So I finally went back to the hospital, and this time I set up instead of going through ER, I got with a doctor. The doctor was just going through just asking me thousands of questions, but everything kept coming back to my mom because my mom had passed away of cancer. And this is one of the things that I wanted to say. It may offend other people, but this is how I've always felt about cancer. I've always felt that like a month like this is total crap. My mother died from cancer. She didn't die from colon cancer. She didn't die from liver cancer. It was cancer. Cancer is cancer. Okay? Nobody looks for breast cancer in your colon. Nobody looks for breast cancer in your kneecap. Breast cancer is still a cancer. And I group it all together: nose, throat, all of it. And I always hated October. And I've hated Halloween mainly because I just don't like fake, gory stuff. And other than that, just with these illnesses, because there's so many of them. There's no foot AIDS. There's no throat HIV. It's either is this or it's that. So that's how I've always looked at it. So once they finally found out that my mother had a history of colon cancer or cancer in general, they jumped all over it, but they didn't really take it seriously because we still didn't know. We was like, well, why would colon cancer cause me to throw up? That makes no sense. So they wanted to do a checkup, but they wanted me to wait. I think when I did this checkup, it was like October the 7th or something like that. And they wanted me to wait all the way to October 30th just to get, check my colon and check my throat and see what was going on. Man, within those 2 weeks of waiting, everything just got worse and worse and worse. If you have children and they're watching this, or you're one of those people who can't really stomach descriptions of bodily functions, this is your time to leave. But I'm kind of keep it straight to the point. Basically, I went from throwing up random, throwing up 3 times a day, to throwing up 9 times a day, and then it accompanied with diarrhea. And the funny thing about the throwing up and the diarrhea was they tag teamed me. And sometimes, and if you've ever watched WWE, and when they finally get excited, sometimes they just jump in the ring and they at the same time. But that's exactly what it did to me. So it was like this. Well, I want to throw up. Well, he's like, well, I want. Excuse me. Let's say, I want to make him throw up. The other guy was like, I want him to shit his pants. I want to give him diarrhea. Well, I really want to. Well, no, guess what? Let's just do it at the same time. So I wouldn't throw up unless I was on the toilet, and I wouldn't be on the toilet unless I was throwing up. That's when I knew I had a problem. It's like it was just really, really bad. So I told my girlfriend, I said, if I get one more night like this, you gotta drag me to the hospital, no matter what. I don't care if I'm half naked. Drag me to the hospital. It. She finally got off work. She dragged me to the hospital. I'm in ER. They always give you that point scale, 1 through 10. I've always felt like anything past an 8 is an exaggeration because you should be in shock. Like somebody should have had to shot you and you losing a limb or something, and you're just can't even speak. That's a 10. You shouldn't even be able to answer the question. So I'm just sitting here riddled in pain. I look like a skeleton. I probably look, if people knew what I looked like before the video, you would be like, man, this dude lost a lot of weight. And I did. Um, Before all of this, I'll just get you caught up. I got a nurse. Hey, how you doing? Right now, I'm just doing a podcast. Just do what you got to do. Okay. So basically, I purposely lost a lot of weight, just pretty much just to help my health. Diabetes runs on both sides of the family. And back in 2010, I decided to, change my eating habits. My eating habits back in the day was McDonald's, Wendy's, McDonald's, Taco Bell, and do that on repeat. She's gonna take my this. But basically, with doing all of that, I did lose a lot of weight. I lost over 100 pounds on purpose. But all this extra weight, once I reached goal of 175 pounds, I was just like, maybe it's the sandwiches I keep eating at Subway. Maybe it's that. Nah. No, that wasn't the case. It was this illness that I didn't know I had, that I knew my mother had. But the difference is this same exact illness is genetic, and it's 5 times worse for some reason with me. I'm not too sure, but I'm gonna let this take my pulse. Still not done. After all that was said and done, it's just here I am at the ER, and I'm literally at a 9. Any other time there's no way you could force me to say it now. So I'm like, I should be half dead. Something should be missing off my body. I shouldn't even be able to talk. And no, I was just riddled in pain. And that's when they did what all they had to do. We fast forward to, you know, a week prior to this. And that's when they telling me that you got all the above right now. So you have a question? Um, basically, excuse me, I had to have a tube shoved down my nose to make sure that because for some reason, in between all that, I didn't eat either. So they had to get all that bile and everything for me from really throwing up. So I had to deal with that for about 6 days straight, a little bit longer than I should have. But not complaining now because it's gone. I can still feel it on my face even though it's not there. And just explain basically, I have what my mother had, but it's just like I said, it's way more aggressive. It's colon cancer and it's liver cancer, which makes it a stage 4. So the funny thing is how one of the GI doctors explained it to me is typically, just like what they do with breast cancer, they can actually isolate, a gene to show like, is this person more prone to having this kind of cancer or that kind of cancer? Well, when they tested me, they literally said my points was over 9,000 times what it should have been. So I was like, there's nothing I can do about it. I tried to check my history prior to all of this because I was thinking, only my mom had this. None of my relatives have had this. She has, you know, 2 brothers and a sister, and they never had that. But every one of them got diabetes. So it's like, why did it go down like that? I can't tell you. Technically, from what I was told, if it wasn't for my grandfather doing 2 terms in the war for World War II and drinking himself to death, he probably would have got cancer too. Just colon cancer. He died of cirrhosis of the liver. So I'm not really trying to be too morbid about this. It's just that I'm trying to get everybody aware that we always get told that you have to get tested for certain diseases at certain ages, and insurance isn't that important, stuff like that, because you're young. And that's one of the most common things that's been told to me. Well, you're so young. Why do you? Diseases don't care about your age. If you've seen little kids on TV where they're already in chemo, they're losing their hair, that's letting you know that diseases really don't care about you or your loved ones. It's going to do what it does. And the only thing we can do is continue our research, have people donate for the right reasons and not just to put something on their taxes or something like that. Is that a lot of people do need help, and it's not just me, it's other people. Children need it. And I'm more concerned about the kids than I am myself. And speaking to you as just from our type of community, being gamers, there is no region. There is no hiding behind a block for about 10 seconds and then reload and go back out there. Once you get sick like this, you're down. And sometimes you're down for days. This is the first time I've actually been able to hold a conversation, either with my nurse, my text, my girlfriend, hell, you. I haven't had any energy at all. They ask me, how you doing? I don't know. Because I feel exactly the way I did yesterday. And it's been almost 2 weeks since I've actually been able to just drink water when I want to, have tea, You know, right now, raspberry sherbet was a lifesaver. I haven't tasted anything real in a while. So my main thing is I just want to bring awareness to the young people, teenagers, the 20-year-olds, the early 30s like me, is that if you got a job and you got insurance, man, please take advantage of that. I mean, I know insurance is basically for in case stuff happens. Well, it's also there for you to prevent that just in case. We can't prevent totally like car accidents and stuff like that, but when it comes to your health in general, you can prevent that. And you have to have a relationship with your hospital, your doctor. And one thing is, don't let your doctor say, "Well, I think you're too young for that." You're going to have to tell him, "No, I really want to get checked out because I want to relieve the doubt. I want to be for sure. I don't want to be that guy that just wakes up one day and can't understand why he's throwing up, and he's not throwing up anything. He literally just finished eating food, solid food, and no solid food came up, just spit. That doesn't make any sense. So obviously something's wrong. I don't want you to wait till something is wrong. Try to get yourself at that point where you're ready to prevent stuff. Because I've had a friend that not too long ago, he remembered that his dad had colon cancer, and he knows blood in the stool. It wasn't much, just a little speck. It wasn't normal. He was thinking maybe he didn't drink enough water or something. Well, he went in, doctor checked it out, and only the real reason why he only checked it out is because he said my dad had cancer. And see, I hate that motivation. We only want to check people out when we hear the C word. Shouldn't be like that. You guys need to get checked. Ladies, you need to get checked out too. And not just breast cancer, ovarian cancer, vaginal cancer, all of that stuff. Get checked out. And it's kind of one of the reasons why I decided not to have children, because I was always worried about this. I just didn't know when it was going to happen. I actually thought it was going to happen probably just around the same time my mom happened. Because if in my other videos, I mention my mom maybe once out of every 4 videos I do. And I'll always say my mom lost my dad when she was 14, and I lost my mom when I was 14. The last thing I want to do is have children. The youngest child loses me at that same rate. I'm trying to break that curse. If I can't totally break that curse with my family, I'm gonna try to put it in your mind to break that curse with you. And I'm sorry, if you I literally farted, and I farted from my stomach, so there's nothing I can do about it. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna continue this later. Give me a second. Okay, well we're back. Sorry about that. That was my girlfriend trying to get in contact with me about clothes. She was worried about how much clothes I wanted here. Typically, today is Saturday, October the 25th. I'm supposed to be out of here probably no later than Monday, but I doubt it because I still got a lot of stuff going on with me. There's been some times where my my white blood cells spiked, which was supposed to indicate an infection, and they couldn't figure out why. Well, they made me have a second surgery. Obviously the first surgery was the colonoscopy, removing that blockage, that tumorous blockage that I had in my colon, which basically, for those who don't understand, they sectioned off my actual lower intestine. So it still functions. That's the scary part. It still functions. Because there was a time where I'm using the urinal and I clenched my butt and I was like, wait a minute, that's not supposed to do. So it is weird. So at this time, how they section it off is I have a you know when you do a colonoscopy, they actually they give you a makeshift colon, and that colon is actually in front of your stomach. So right beside my belly button, I have this big bag which holds poop, basically. And right now is liquid because I've been on, as you can see, the IV. They've been feeding me minerals through the IV, and basically some of it is like a Gatorade, and it's just a whole bunch of electrolytes mixed with, you know, before all of this, I used to take men's Vitacraves. So just think of that and then times it by like 1,000. Big bag, IV fluid. It's on a constant drip, and I constantly have to urinate. That's one of the side effects. And the other side effect is defecation. Well, it actually farts. It does everything. So only difference is I can't control it. So when it wants to go, it goes. So it's not a pretty sight. But the other surgery I was just talking about is because I'm trying to look for the bag. The bag is not that bad right now. Basically, they said I had some. They did a CAT scan. Whew, that's pretty rough. The CAT scan. The prep. The scan itself is easy. The prep, not so much, because you have to drink this water mixed with this dye. They make you drink 2 glasses of it. Now, just imagine somebody who hasn't drank water, like large amounts of water, in a week. Now they're forcing you to drink it in 2 hours, sometimes less than that. So I'm just sitting here drinking this nasty crap, and they want me to hurry up and drink 2 glasses of it. So I'm like, oh man. But and then have the nerve. As soon as you get down there and you're in the test, what do? All this stuff that's in my neck. This is my IV. I have it going through my neck, and I have other ports. And while I'm there, they put some more in my neck. So I'm like, couldn't you did that from the beginning? Just, hey, that's the medical field for you. So back to the second surgery. Basically, they said I had all this fluid in my belly, which I could feel. I could literally feel it. And they were like, well, we need to drain it because we're not sure if that is causing you to have these spikes in white blood cells. Because there was literally, they would take my temp and they'll say you're 98.6, and I'm drenched in sweat, just completely drenched from head to toe. Just I look like I've been in the sauna, and they're like, "Why are you sweating so much?" I'm like, "I don't know. You're the nurse. Let's figure it out." But the first time I got out of surgery, this entire bag, right? This is kind of graphic, but this bag was completely full. Right now, not getting too much out of it because you can see there's a clot. And I think that's probably why, because I still see fluid in this, but I want to talk to my nurse about that. But you are looking at the face of cancer. You're looking at a guy that ultimately, like the very first time I did a video, I was talking about doing my own gamer lounge. I was dead serious about that. You know, just didn't have the funds. And anybody that wanted to back up the idea, they weren't interested. 2 years later, there's a guy trying to do exactly what I was trying to do, but they don't have the vision. Other than that, it's just hard to explain, man. When I think about where I was 2 years ago and where I am right now, and how all of this snuck up on me, you know. And the only thing I could really say to people, not everybody's religious. Not about, I'll say spiritual. Let's put it like that. For the people who are spiritual, pray for those that need prayer and continue to pray for them. Because even in my own sickness, I still pray for those that need help and everything. And the crazy thing is, a year ago, well, actually, no, that's a lie. What was that? It's been about 5 months now since J.P. Kellerman did his presentation. And I had been planning to talk to him, but that's when I started noticing the signs of something was wrong with me, because I started losing my appetite. Used to eat a lot and still would keep the weight off, which I kind of thought was a little bizarre, but I was like, no, I'm still pretty active. But once I started losing my appetite, I started losing my energy, and then you know the rest. But I had always wanted to hit him up on Twitter and tell him, hey man, forget about the past. I just want to congratulate you on that presentation that you did, despite some of the negativity that you got. And in all actuality, that video opened my eyes to what I really wanted to do. I'm so passionate about video games. Why talk about them when you could be making them, and have other people become just as passionate about your passion as well? And I wanted to inspire other people, not just in America, but all over the world. And I'm hoping that I get healthy enough that I could go to these neighborhoods and because to be perfectly honest, minority neighborhoods aren't having children that are being taught electronics, maybe robotics, maybe, and that maybe in those places that's like California, but you're not going to hear about some little black kid from Omaha, Nebraska, doing stuff like that. You might hear more about some little black kid from Omaha, Nebraska that somehow got Ebola. That's what you're more likely to hear that than to hear this. So I just wanted to say on video that JP, thank you, man. Despite this cancer, I ain't worried about it. Because for one, I already know I'm going to kick his ass. The first thing I wanted to know is, like, when I thought about this sickness, I said, I don't need his face, I need his name. Once I know his name, his ass is mine. And I know his name now, and he has a friend. And I'm about to kick both of their ass. Plain and simple. Simple as that. The only thing I probably wanted to ask you, JP, was some little advice. But I'm not going to ask it right now. I got too many problems that need to be addressed. Once they get addressed, I'll holler at you about it. But I think that I should end it here. My nurse finally finished my bed, and I'm waiting on my girlfriend. She ain't even. She's moving so slow, but that's just her. That's just her. But once again, I wanted this video made to bring awareness to the gaming community, not the fighting game community, none of that. Just gamers. Everybody who plays video games. Get yourself together. If you got insurance, man, get yourself together. Get yourself together. Make sure you're all right. And if you're not all right, be proactive about it. Get something done. Make sure, because you don't know how much people care about you until you get sick. And I hate to see how this affects my sisters. I don't like to see how it affects my dad, somebody that I've been estranged from. Now he's here every day, and he wants to talk about baseball, and I'm like, I fall asleep, not on purpose. It's just he always seems to pick the time where I'm wearing out. So you are looking at the face of cancer. This is real. That IV is real. Okay? I would show you more, but that's too graphic. I mean, I just got this stupid thing that holds literally my sewage, and I have to empty it maybe 6 or 7 times a day and it smells so bad that it's made me throw up. I have to have a mask just to deal with it. So, gamers, y'all gotta get together, and it's not just for the kids; it's for everybody. The kids need you. You need the kids, and we need to raise each other and be more aware about cancer, not breast cancer. None of this. Let's wear pink for a month and then forget about it for the next 11 months. Cancer, okay? Cancer. We need to focus on that and make sure that something like this, it can be prevented. But we got to have the right people with the right mindset to get that stuff taken care of. But right now I'm rambling and I'm getting tired. And I just want to tell y'all, everybody that supported me or hasn't supported me, I still say thank you. And I hope the best for all of you, because I don't have that kind of mentality that if you don't like me, I hate you and screw that. Life is just too damn short. It just is. Well, I'm gonna finally see if I can get my hair cut. I'm tired of looking like old boy from Virtual Fighter. But y'all take it easy, and God bless.